Now we have someone really special with us today as well. Someone who will be speaking about Japan specifically, and fundamentally as well about why Japan's financial institutions are demanding, and we're speaking about it before, IBC. Now, I'm really, really happy and indeed thrilled, absolutely, to welcome on stage Mr. Daiki Ishikawa. Please be very, very welcome. Yes, another round of applause will be much appreciated. Thank you, everyone. Please be welcome here. We're going to hear about TOKI and all the other things you'll be doing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sir.
Hi, everyone. First of all, thanks for having me today. And I'm very honored to be here to see you, all of you, and share our thoughts and our progress we've made over time. And actually, a little bit about myself. I joined the Cosmos ecosystem maybe 3 to 4 years ago. And I've spent most of the time on IBC and on how to make IBC de facto standard for the entire ecosystem beyond the Cosmos. Particularly, maybe about in the past 2 years, we've announced a lot of many initiatives using IBC across multiple use cases, regions, and industries. And this is driven by the belief that the individual multi-chain era for real-world asset is inevitable. And we've been waiting for the market trend for such a long time, and time has finally come. So today, I'd like to share why Japan's financial institutions demand IBC, and how we can leverage this momentum or opportunity to grow the entire Cosmos ecosystem and adoption of the Cosmos SDK. And in the end, I believe that the IBC will become a strong driving force for the Cosmos adoption and the growth of the entire Cosmos ecosystem. Yeah, let me start with the track record we made over time. On the right hand, the project packs. Maybe Meg touched on this project packs in his session, maybe this morning. And this is focusing on cross-border payment. And it's aiming for the seamless bank-to-bank, seamless cross-chain transfer via Swift API and IBC. So we integrate the Swift API with underlying infrastructure, including IBC. And this project involved the Progmat from Japan, Swift, of course, and the Shinhan Bank from Korea, and the IDA, who is a tech provider for Hong Kong banks. And the second one is Project Trinity, which is focusing on the cross-chain delivery versus payment. So one blockchain has the stablecoin, the other blockchain has the security tokens. And of course, the tokens on each blockchain cannot share those tokens. So stablecoin cannot be transferred to the other blockchains. And in order to make settlement in such an environment, we have to implement the cross-chain atomic swap. So that's why we developed the cross-chain atomic swap protocol on top of the IBC. And we were successful in executing this cross-chain atomic swap using IBC. And these initiatives involve the SMBC, the second largest banking group in Japan, and Daiwa Securities, one of the top security companies, and SBI, who is operating the secondary market for security tokens. And of course, the multiple stablecoin players are gearing up for their token launch throughout 2026 in Japan. And the IBC is considered as the interchain infrastructure for those stablecoins, so that those stablecoins can move back and forth across any blockchains. So IBC will play a crucial role in shaping Japan's multi-chain finance infrastructure, or interchain infrastructure. So this is a great step. So what do financial institutions require from interchain infrastructure? We are not talking about apps. We are talking about infrastructure. So as an interchain infrastructure, these three elements must be met. The first one is sovereignty. The sovereignty is the actually final goal for those institutions. They must have full control over the vendors, system operators, compliance, privacy, level of security, costs, and maybe more maybe regulatory requirements. And to establish this sovereignty, the security and global scale standards mean a lot. Of course, these institutions require the highest level of security, of course. And at the same time, these operation security must be achieved via the ultra-efficient very cost-efficiently and very easy to operation. And also, the global scale standard is required, which means open and neutral de facto standard like TCP/IP is, of course, desired. And these, the open and neutral, the nature will foster the broader developer community, and of course, the global grade support ecosystem can be achieved. And those developer community will cover the wider use cases and the scalable ecosystem. So the finance institutions want these elements by design. So interchain infrastructure must be established and achieved these elements by design. And how or what does an ideal interchain infrastructure look like? So today we have a great example that embodies those important fundamental elements, such as Linux, K8s, Grafana, and so forth. Those infrastructure requires and meets the requirements that I've shared in the last page. And the IBC as an interchain infrastructure must stand in the same position. Of course, as an interchain infrastructure, we must care about security. However, in every other aspect besides security, only IBC can share the same DNA as those players. So this is a very important point. So looking back at Japan's landscape, IBC is getting the recognition as an interchain infrastructure. This is because IBC meet every requirement. Sovereignty, this is a very important, most important point, and sovereignty is guaranteed. IBC doesn't have a tokens business model, and it's fully open to use it, to fork it, to contribute to it. And it's even self-hostable. There's no third-party dependencies. And privacy can be preserved. So which means institutions can have the full control over anything they want. And in order to establish this sovereignty, IBC has the strong advantages in security and global scale standard. Regarding security, of course, the IBC has the highest level of security through right client approach. As everyone knows, the right client approach has never been exploited before in the past, since its launch. And of course, the IBC is required minimal operational and verification cost, since its operation cost is very cheap. And also, as I shared in the previous page, IBC can share the same DNA as other infrastructure like Grafana and K8. So those open and neutral nature will foster the developer community and enterprise-grade support ecosystem. And not only that, IBC is no longer limited to the Cosmos ecosystem alone. It's expanding network expansion. It's expanding its network to the multiple ecosystem, including those ecosystems. So only IBC can bring back the sovereignty and full control to the institutions. That's why IBC is valued from every angle in Japan. And also, IBC can kickstart this flywheel effect. Once IBC expands, developer community also will grow. And this growth of developer community will strengthen the unique selling point of the Cosmos SDK, and this leading to the Cosmos ecosystem growth. And as Cosmos ecosystem grow more, IBC will become stronger. And these flywheel effect compounds over time. Of course, IBC adoption in Japan will help kickstart and boost this flywheel, but I think it's going to be a good moment to reaffirm and amplify the power of IBC. So the next step we must take is very clear and simple. To connect IBC with major chain and prove IBC in the financial institution sector and revive the IBC developer community. And then turning the power of IBC into a strong driving force for the adoption of the Cosmos SDK and growth of the entire Cosmos ecosystem. However, speed matters. As you may know, many other competitors are way ahead of IBC in terms of the network coverage and track record in enterprise sector and whatever. So we must stand together, we must develop together, and we must move quickly. And one last thing, TOKI's ICO is coming very, very soon. So if you are interested in our ICO, and if you resonate our vision, please scan this QR code and visit this website. And you can find more detailed information and how to get onboarded. And so please, and also I'll be around here during the event. Please feel free to reach out to me and let's talk. Thank you very much.